All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast. Now, as expected, the Los Angeles Dodgers were able to knock off the Tampa Bay Rays in 6 games to claim their first World Series championship since 1988. The Dodgers did it with a combo of timely hitting, quality pitching, and because of that, they ended their 32-year Fall Classic championship drought. We saw Corey Seager earn MVP honors in this World Series as he hit 400, and the Rays pitching staff struggled to get him out throughout this entire series. We also saw timely hitting from the likes of Max Muncy, Justin Turner, and Mookie Betts. And you look at the pitching, Clayton Kershaw, who has had a reputation of coming unglued in the postseason, was able to really contribute with a sub-3 ERA in 2 starts in the Fall Classic. We saw with the power pitching of Walker Buehler could do in that starting rotation. And then, of course, Julio Urias coming out of that bullpen and really shutting down the Rays lineup. Now, the Rays offensively were carried by Randy Arozarena and Kevin Kiermaier, but they alone could not do it. And you look at the Rays, they had a very good chance to win Game 6. Why? Because Blake Snell, their starting pitcher, was lights out. And Kevin Cash, the Rays manager, is going to have to deal with the questions for this entire offseason as he took out Blake Snell during the 6th inning after just giving up his second hit of the contest and at just 73 pitches. And that's something where the Dodgers could not figure him out throughout. And he really let the Dodgers off the hook because the Dodgers bats came to life right after that as they were basically given a reprieve by Kevin Cash. And for me, I look at it like this. You had the 2 best teams in Major League Baseball all season long going at it for the World Series championship, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The Dodgers came out and set the tone in Game 1 as they won by the score of 8-3. The Rays were able to respond in a big way, led by Snell on the mound, and they got the 6-4 victory. We saw the Dodgers respond in Game 3. And I really expected the Rays to try to, carry some of that momentum from their comeback victory in game number 4, but it never got to that. You look at what Clayton Kershaw was able to do for the Dodgers in Game 5 to shut down these bats of the Rays. And then, like I said, Kevin Cash really let the Dodgers off the hook for this. And this is going to hurt the Rays because you look at it, if you allow Blake Snell to continue to go out there and pitch, you've got a situation where more than likely the Rays win that game. Because honestly, the way that Blake Snell was dealing, he had everything that it took to go the distance. You let the Dodgers go get off the hook, but if you get them to Game 7, anything, and I mean anything, is possible out there on the field of battle in a game, on a winner-take-all Game 7. That never came to fruition. And, we've talked about it time and time again. We've taken thinking out of sports and we focus and rely too much on analytics and what the computer says. And this is a situation right here. If you're a manager, you've got to use your eyes and you got to use the good old eye test. And I hope, I'm probably going to be wrong here, but I hope that around baseball, the front offices start to see what happened last night, and they start to use that and say, you know what, we've got to get back to thinking. Because there was a time in baseball not that long ago where if you had a guy like Blake Snell dealing on the mound like he was last night, no way in the world is a manager coming out there and taking him out in the 6th inning, especially like his stuff was that good where he can go the distance. He struck out 10 Dodger batters. They were off balance all night long between his fastball and his changeup, and they could not hit this guy. And you let them off the hook. And it's a situation, this is going to hurt the Rays. Why? Because, the Rays were the best team in the American League this season, but getting back to the World Series and ultimately winning it is not easy, especially if you're the Rays. You got there for the first time in franchise history in 2008. They've been one of the better organizations in Major League Baseball since then, but look at everything that they've had to go up against, especially in that AL East with the likes of the New York Yankees and Boston Red Sox. It's not going to be easy. They're a small payroll organization. They pieced together things, and I know that analytics got them this far, but at some point you have to unhinge yourself from that and you have to use your common sense, and that cost them. Dave Roberts outmanaged Kevin Cash. I know that Dave Roberts is married to analytics, not as much as Kevin Cash is, and the fact that Dave Roberts used his hunches and thought a little bit more in this series than Kevin Cash was a difference. Kudos to the Dodgers. They've been so close for so many years, and they were finally able to get over that hump. You saw the likes of Corey Seager, Justin Turner, Cody Bellinger, Kenley Jansen, guys who have been there for a bit. They finally had an opportunity to taste championship gold. This franchise has been so close for so long. But you look at the Dodgers, and honestly, once they got over that hump, as far as coming back from down 3-1 in the LCS to the Atlanta Braves, this was a different team, because you can make the case they basically gave away Game 4, and they really won this series 5-1 if you want to look at it like this. And they gave the Rays an opportunity in Game 4. The Rays couldn't capitalize. The Rays turned around and gave the Dodgers an opportunity in Game 6, and the Dodgers ran with it. That is the reason why this series is over, and that's a big reason why there's no Game 7 tonight. So again, you can't overthink it. That's what the Rays did, and it cost them. And I hope for anybody out there, go back and look at the old school managers. Look at the Lou Piniellas, Bobby Coxes, Jim Leyland's, Billy Martins of the world. These guys went out there and they played with their hunches. They didn't rely on a computer. And that's the reason why the Rays lost this series. And I mean, they're more than likely going to continue to do this. But if you focus too much on the analytics and, you take the thinking and the common sense out of that, and you get caught up in analysis paralysis, this is what you get. You only have a couple of opportunities like the Rays did. They blew it. And that is a big reason why the Dodgers right now are currently the World Series champions for 2020. So folks, want to take this time out to thank you all for tuning into this podcast. And if you have not already, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. Take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.